What's up, guys? Aussie Sim Commentator here. How are you doing all out there? It is just myself today, Corey Steinhauser, doing the commentating for round number 2 of the Output Racing League, presented by Speedway Memes, Miller's Creature Comforts. As we can see, a bit of drama there already. So tonight, for round number 2, we are here live from the Iowa Speedway. And as you can see, we're in the B cars. There's a little bit of drama going on already, but that's alright, because that's what we love. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to go out and run a couple of laps. I'll take you through the hot spots on the track and where we can expect to see some of the drama. So we've got a very tight pit road with a very slow speed limit. And there's no blend line, but the drivers will be told in the drivers' meeting that they have to blend on the back straight. Now this will be one of the smallest tracks that we've run on the calendar this year. And this is going to be a hotspot right here. Turn number 4. It's very easy to get turn 4 wrong. We'll probably see a lot of high line racing, mid to high line, because of the chance of a long green flag run. You know, you want to conserve those tires as much as you can early. If you want to go fast, then you're going to go low. As you can see, I got it a little bit wrong there. This is going to be another hot spot, the middle of 1 and 2. Whoa! As we got a car that spun in front of us there, that was Trevor Harmon. But yeah, right here is where things can all go wrong. This is where we're expecting to get the most amount of crashes from, the exit of turn 4. Nice little short track here. Anywhere between a 22 and a 23 second lap time per lap. And we're doing 120 laps. And the pit road is not the easiest to get onto either. Let's build up some speed and see if we can get on there pretty fast. So, in all the racing I did last week when the C trucks were here for the official races, I could not get onto pit road under green. So let's go and give it a go, see how we do. Oh!
Start looking for your sign.
I guess technically we made it safely. So anyway, guys, that is a quick little overview of the race here at Iowa. We're just going to park it here and jump out of the car. Now let's get ready to watch some racing. Let's see how we got the standings looking at the moment. We'll just bring it up on here. You guys can see it down below. So at the moment we've got Austin Hakes practicing the fastest with a 22.4. Tommy Bordeaux coming in with a 22.6. Jaron Sanchez with a 22.644. Bradley Wilson with a 22.663. Charles Becker with a 6.73. Davey Lamont with a 7.09. Joseph Weaver with a 7.38. Steve Turner with a 7.41. Trevor Harmon with a 7.43. Aaron with a 7.83. Thomas Harmon, the man on screen, with a 3.83. I have only managed to do a 8.58, but I'm not terribly fast. Brad Lawson with a 9.04. Matt Burgess with a 9.18. Stephen Schmidt with a 23.129. Brandon Miller with a 23.184. Jared Pashley with a 23.208. And Robert Collins so far running a 23.916. So first and foremost, we're going to make someone really awkward and drag them into the pit. And drag them into the commentary box, sorry. And first victim today will be the 86 of Aaron. So let's drag him in and let's see how awkward we can make him. Hey Aaron, welcome to the commentary box. How you doing, man?
Good.
How's the track feeling for you so far?
Start.
Wall. But talk to us a little bit about the challenges of this track, with it being such a short track.
Passing is always going to be an issue here. The turn 1 and 2 is obviously a big problem here. The bumps and all that, so going on the high line there is very dangerous. And just trying to find the right times to do it. I mean, there's a lot of laps though. It's 120 laps, so there's plenty of time to make your moves. You just got to be patient and not try and rush it the first half of the race.
Alright, no worries. Thank you very much, mate. Good luck, don't die, and have fun.
Thank you very much.
Alright guys, that was Aaron running in the Penguin 86 car. Let's see who else we can make a victim out of here. Let's see, is he on track? No, he's not. But we're going to drag him into the comms box anyway. Hey, Matty Burgess, you're in the commentary box with the Aussie Sim broadcaster. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing pretty good, mate. So how have you been handling the shorter tracks so far?
Not too fast from the looks of it, but I've been practicing the long runs.
Yeah, no worries. So, well, what are the challenges coming into a track that you haven't really had much experience with in, you know, this car?
The big things are going to be finding the line that's going to suit you the best and get you around on fastest average time, and keep it under control. That's the big thing on these. Coming out of 4 there, it's not getting on the gas too soon so you don't catch the wall.
Yeah, no worries. Now, tell us a little bit about your paint job. What has inspired you to go with the number 12 Havoline paint?
It's a Davey Allison from, I think it's 89 or 88. So that's about the time when I was really watching NASCAR and stuff. So so I usually pick paint schemes around there from when I was growing up.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your time. Good luck, have fun, and don't die.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys, that was Matty Burgess running in the 12 car. So let's swap back to someone who is actually on track now so we can start watching them. So I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Let's watch the 14 car come out. And he's not going to go anywhere. Alright, let's go over to Brandon Miller now. Running the 22 Output Racing Aussie Sim commentator paint scheme. We got last week's podium sitter, the 13 of Steve Turner. I'm loving this car. This car just looks so awesome. The Razor number 13. As we go and have a look at the number 2 Camry car here. Doesn't look like he's got any sponsors, so if you're looking to help out a race car, go and give Mr. Collins here a shout out. Let's see, where is he sitting right now? I'm pressing the wrong things, people. Oh, right now he's down in 18th, 1.3 seconds off the pace. That is a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully he can get back up there a little bit. And that puts him up to 16th, 7 tenths off the pace. He did a 23.183. We've got about 15 minutes left in this practice session. Let's see who else is in here. Who else can we bug? There's Bradley Wilson. Unfortunately, he's not in the Discord, so we can't drag him into the booth for a talk. Oh, the 29's a little bit sideways there. See if we can see what happened to him. Oh, he just got behind the 15 and got loose. Yep, that's all it was. That's all it takes. Running the FU Cancer paint scheme. Right behind him, he's got the 24 car there. There's Aaron. So 24 car has been driven by Jared Pashley. It's currently sitting 18th, 0.755 off the pace. We're just going to follow these guys for a tiny little bit here, see how they go. Looks like the 29 is just pulling away a little bit. Last lap for Jared was a 23.951. Puts him 5.5 tenths off the pace. As we go and focus on the 2 car now. Still currently in 17th. His last lap was a 23.657. He's nice and smooth, keeping it away from the wall coming out of 4 there. And he did 23.821 on that lap. Oh, so we see a little bit more drama here. Oh, the 15 and the 29 getting into it there. Oh, I don't know how I'd call that. Let's see. 29's up high, the 15 comes under him. It looked like the 29 came down there. So we see the 85 coming back out on the track now. That is Zach Lindgren. Doesn't look like he's laid down a lap yet. He's running the a My Little Pony paint scheme, I think. Let's see how he does. Oh, got into the wall there. That ruined his run. But it was still a 23.181, good enough for 17th as he just absolutely bins it into the wall. Oh, ouch. That would have hurt. As we see Brandon Miller in a 2 car there, starting to have a little bit of a battle. Let's focus on this for a little bit. Brandon Miller is one of the best guys on old tyres that I have ever seen. And I'm not just saying that because we're technically in the same team. But yeah, as far as saving tyres go, Brandon Miller is your bloke. Him and the two are having a really good battle here. See, Brandon's down in 19th at the moment. Let's see what he does on this lap. This comes underneath the 12. And he comes across the line with a... And it's not telling me what he said. But he is still 0.731 off the pace. Things are starting to get a little bit busy. We're in the final 10 minutes of practice here. You see everyone's starting to come back out on track. Here's Matty Burgess. He's currently in 14th. My little positional ticker that I've got set up is telling me his last lap was a 23.1. And he's gone a little bit slower on this one with a 23.237. Here's someone we haven't had a look at yet, the 16 car. With Wenhouse Brewing. That's Charles Becker, currently in P5. Looks like he's doing a long fuel run. His last lap was a 23.180. So far we've got Austin Hakes in first with a 22.453 still. Tommy Bordeaux in P2, Jaron Sanchez P3, Bradley Wilson P4, Charles Becker 5, Davey Lamont 6, Steve Turner in 7, Joseph Weaver 8, Trevor Harmon 9th. And my little ticker here is not showing me who's in 10th. As we're on Lawson, the 14 car now. But let's maybe... Nope, no, he's just come into the pits. There's Austin Hakes in the 28 car there. We've still got 5.5 minutes left in practice. Is he going to come out for another lap? Looks like we've only got very limited cars on the track at the moment. 14, the 15, and the 85. As you see, Steve Turner coming out onto the track now. At the moment in practice, there is no rule for when you come out on track, but when we get into the actual race itself, then drivers will have to pull up on the back straight. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have just been joined by our broadcast partner. Hey Brogan, how are you doing, mate?
Not too bad, not too bad. How is everyone out there?
Well, as far as I can tell, everyone's doing pretty good, man. You ready for this race at Iowa?
Oh yes, I've been waiting for it all day long.
Nice, man. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the end of practice now. Let's have a look. We're 3 minutes away from the end of practice. So things should start warming up soon as people start to do burnouts, as is Jaron Sanchez. But people will also be starting to work on their qualifying runs. How important, Brogan, is qualifying on such a short track?
I'd say it'd be very, very important as it'll be short and the stream would be very helpful to get out of those corners.
Oh, I just want to draw everyone's attention to Jaron, because obviously he wants the attention. He just blew his engine doing that burnout. 9.5 out of 10, Jaron. You would have gotten a perfect 10 if you put a couple of donuts into it. So let's go back to the 16 car here, as we're watching them all go around the track, just winding down practice, getting ready for the start of the race. So in my opinion, short runs are going to be the major factor here, because I'm expecting there to be quite a few crashes with it being a short track. But I have been proven wrong in the past.
It also depends if you get close to that wall on the exit of 4, I imagine, and how heavy you contact or come into contact with that wall too.
This is very true. I mean, if you hit that wall hard, it's going to spit you off to the inside of the track. And if there's someone on your inside, they're going for a ride with you.
And they will not be happy with you. They'll be at input lane waiting for that fist fight.
Yeah, as we're watching this intense battle between the 86 and the 16, the 86 just got the absolute fright of his life as someone was parked up on the outside there. That was close. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of practice. As we see Aaron doing a wall ride, I'm so glad we got this one on the broadcast. I think he might need a little bit more practice with his wall ride, but it's looking good.
it was looking promising at the end there in turn 3.
Alright, we're going to take a quick little break now, everyone, and we'll be back for the start of the race. Alrighty, we are back. As you can see, qualifying is done with now. How has qualifying shaken out? Looks like we got Charles Becker starting off the pole with a 22.5. Austin Hakes out of P2, just 1/100th of a second behind him. Jaron Sanchez out of 3, 0.033 seconds back. Bradley Wilson out of 4, 0.038 back. And Tommy Bordeaux 5th, 0.05 back. It looks like we're just waiting for everyone to start gridding up. Oh, I know what's going on. I'm sitting here wondering why it's not focusing on anyone. Turns out it wasn't on the right camera. Look at this field of cars here. Glistening under the lights here at Iowa Speedway.
For 120 laps.
Who's going to get the win? Who's going to survive? Who's not going to survive? We'll find out very shortly.
Who's gonna have a smart strategy?
Well, that's it. This could all come down to strategy.
As we saw last week.
Alright, the pace car is in. The pace quickens. And we are off and racing for round number 2 of the Output Racing League. "16 cars taking an early lead, but he's been passed around the outside by the 28. Who's going to lead lap number 1? And we have a caution already. Yellow flag just before the end of the lap there. Let's see what's happened. Oh, we got a big pile up in the back. Bradley Wilson's in it, so is Aaron. Oh, looks like the 51 of Bradley's just gotten sideways there in front of the pack. And chaos has ensued from there. He's taken out Aaron and the 24. And unfortunately the 22 of Brandon Miller as well. And the 86 has actually flipped the car. Let's go back and have another look at that. Let's have a look from in car with Aaron at full speed. Absolutely nothing he could have done. As you can see, his front left there is locked up. That's not very good at all. But luckily enough, there is one fast repair available to everyone. It looks like the 28 car has assumed the lead of this race. He would have just had his nose in front when the caution came out. I'm not expecting anyone to pit that didn't have damage, but we'll see. As we've got some of these guys who were involved in that wreck starting to catch up to the field now. Let's see if Aaron's come back out. He has. And he's right down at the back of the pack in 14th. He's going to have a lot of work to do, but it's a good thing there's plenty of laps for him to do it. So if you're watching this broadcast, guys, make sure you say in the chat who you think's going to win. Show your support for your favourite drivers. And don't forget, we're also going to have that all-important hard charger award. Looks like everyone's starting to get formed up here. We might get the one to go. Yep, the pace car lights have gone out. We're going to go green this time by. With 114 laps to go. And just for a special little treat on this restart, we're going to turn up the volume. And we're going to have a crank it up. This will be your official warning to headphone users. The pace car is in, and we're green.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
Looks like the 28 and the 16 are breaking away from the main pack. Jaron Sanchez has gone down a couple of spots.
Yeah, I noticed that while we were in the crank it up, he was 3 wide there for a moment, and he's 3 wide again back there. Looks like they started to sort themselves out now, but still a few battle packs going on back here. As we see, Jaren's gotten into the wall. Oh, he's going to lose a lot of positions out of that. That's dropped him back into the realm of Bradley Wilson there. The one who was caught up in that crash. In fact, that has put Jaron really far back. He's back all the way in 9th place. After looking so promising early, he has dropped right down, but there's still plenty of race for him to get back up there. As we see a little battle just behind him there, between the 2 and the 29, I think that is. Yep, 2 and the 29. Looks like they've sorted themselves out a little bit there. A little battle pack in the back here. The 14, the 61 and the 22. Brandon's just slowing up, letting them go. The 61 and 14 are left to fight it out hard. Let's go see how our leader's doing. And it looks like the 16 is about to challenge him for the lead. Can Charles get the lead over Austin? Austin's taking the high line. Charles has taken the inside line there through 3 and 4. Multiple groove racing here at Iowa Speedway. There's only 0.3 of a second in it. Anything can happen. Austin wants that momentum up high, while Charles wants to get that run down low. I think we've got a problem back in the pack with Aaron. Yeah, it seems he has been disconnected from the server. Well, that's not very good at all. As we go back to this battle between the 28 and the 16, it is getting really close here. Could we see a move being made for the lead? Charles is right there. Austin is still holding him off. There's less than a 10th in it as they're coming across to the line here. Charles is getting an awesome run off the low side of 1 and 2.
He's nearly into the wall and 2.
Charles has his nose in front. Can he get the run? He can. That is new leader, Charles Becker.
And while all that has happened, Tommy has caught up too.
Well, see, that's the fickle thing about racing. The harder you battle, the slower both you and the person you're battling go.
And the more wear you put on your tyres.
But the top 4 are all within a second of each other here. Tommy being the furthest away at 0.6 of a second as they came across the line. It looks like Austin might be having some tyre wear issues. He's dropping back like a rock. As we go and have a look at our new leader now. The 16 car. Zach Lindgren has caught up as well. He's in P2. But Austin Hakes has been just dropping like a rock ever since he lost the lead there. He must have an issue of some kind. Probably wasn't expecting the race to start going green like this. Let's take a quick little run through the field. Looks like Jaren's trying to make a move there on the 15 car.
In front of him, the 51 is trying to make a move on the 29.
Oh, very good
One
spotting.
On Trevor. Trevor Harmon.
There are battles absolutely everywhere in the back here. As it looks like we're almost going to have a battle for the lead as well. Zach Lindgren wants the lead off of Charles. Zach has just caught up a ton on Charles. He must have made a mistake. And look at the run that he's just got coming out of turn number 4. Takes the inside with authority. Oh, they've made contact. They made contact going through turn 2. Zach was trying to pull a slide job, couldn't quite get it done. And now he has dropped back to P3. It looks like the 57 is going to have his try now at trying to get the lead. Can Tommy get the lead? He's been looking threatening for a while. He must have been looking after his tyres really well early on. He's down low in 1 and 2. Can he get the move done? Just about. He's got his nose in front. That's what matters. Dives down hard in the 3 and 4, and he has got himself a commanding lead right now. As we start to see the leaders starting to catch up to the lap traffic.
And now Zach is coming into this again as well.
Tell you what, these guys are pretty brave running that low. Especially considering how far these tyres have gone so far. The Dunkin' Donuts machine there, the 61, has gotten out of the way to let the leaders by. And that is Schmidt.
I believe we have a P2 change of hands now. Zach has gone past Charles to get the position.
I believe you are indeed correct. Looking in the chat, we've also got some support starting to come in. For the 4 car of Jaren Sanchez. Let's go back and see if we can find him. See how far back he is. There he is. At the moment, the crowd favourite. He is back in 9th position. He hasn't made any ground since he had his moment earlier on where he got into the wall. But he is looking threatening on Davey Lamont. We're going to sit here with this battle for a little bit. Let's see if Jaron can make his way past Davey. As they're coming up to the lap car of Schmidt. Jaron backs out a little bit, thinks better of trying to make the move. Schmidt's right there with them. Jaron went for a slightly higher line to get the momentum. He's got his nose up to the bumper. Can he get the pass? No, not quite. But he does the switchback going through 1 and 2, gets the low line, gets the run, and now he's drawn side by side with Davey. Can he get the slide job going? Yes, he can. Davey turns it down to try and get back underneath Jaron, but he just doesn't quite have the momentum to do it. That is Jaron up into P8. But Davey not giving up the position, trying to battle back on the inside of Jaron in 1 and 2. Couldn't quite pull it off. But it looks like Jaron's starting to amass a little bit of a gap on Davey now. And we're going to go back to the leader here, as he's coming up to the back of Brandon Miller in the 22. Well, Brandon was very slow coming off a 4 there. Probably spooked our leader a little bit there. But managed to get past quickly. As Zach is still right there on Tommy's tail. He's only about half a second back. And when you consider how many laps we've got to do here still, that means nothing. As we start getting closer to lap 50, we're going to start looking at maybe having some green flag pit stops. A fuel run here is roughly around 49 to 50 laps. And you saw how hard it was for me to get onto pit road. These guys are going to be doing it with old tyres. Now, I was on fairly fresh tyres when I tried it in the practice session. But these guys are going to be doing it on old tyres. Which means they're going to be a lot harder to handle.
And a lighter car as well.
Yeah, that's right. As we're coming around the lap car of the 61 again. Looks like Zach's trying to issue a challenge for the lead. Zach has taken a lead on the inside with a big old dirty slide job. Is there something wrong with Tommy? He slowed down a lot there as we see another car on the inside there. Oh, Tommy's coming to the pits. And he's missed it. Tommy's missed pit road.
With Charles coming up.
Oh, Tommy. He's trying to come in to make his green flag stop and has missed pit road. So that's put Zach in a very comfortable lead now. As Zach starts slowing down, I think Zach's going to attempt a pit stop as well. He's got it slowed up, and it looks like he's made it safely into the pits.
So here's Charles and Tommy.
And Tommy's not too far back if he's only right there. As we see, Trevor Harmon has now assumed the lead. And Trevor, he must have pitted on that first caution because he hasn't come in yet. Either that or he's just been saving fuel this entire race so far. It looks like he's starting to slow up a little bit more now. Is he trying to get a longer run, or is he going to come into the pits this time? He's still going. At the moment, we only have 2 cars on the lead lap. That is the 29 of Trevor Harmon and the 13 of Steve Turner. And Steve has just gone into the pits. So now it's just Trevor Harmon left out there in the lead of the race all by himself. The last car to go in for a pit stop. This could be very advantageous for him later on. As he's still not pitting. How much fuel has this guy saved? I'm discombobulated right now. I can't believe that he's still going. The only thing that I can think of is he's waiting for a caution.
Well, he's been leading off that early that he's been saving a lot of fuel.
But I don't think it's going to be too long before his car starts burping, coughing and spluttering. And it looks like he's going to make his way down into the pits now. And he is indeed on pit road. As people start reappearing onto the lead lap now. Let's see where Trevor comes out after his pit stop. Zach's gone past, Tommy's gone past, Charles has gone past, so has Austin. And it looks like he's going to slot himself in right behind Jaron there. But he's going to have slightly fresher tyres, so he could get a run on the inside of Jaron coming out of 4. And in fact, he does have a run on Jaron coming out of 4. And this is going to be 8th place now for Trevor. In fact, scratch that, make it 7th. As he issues a challenge to Matt Burgess. Alright, we're going to go back and have a look at the leaders now. We got Zach in the lead of this race again. And he's got a nice little 1 second gap over 2nd place Tommy. Zach's dealing with some lap traffic though. That could hold him up quite a bit. In fact, it has. He got behind Brandon Miller there and just got no momentum at all. This is going to cut into his lead a lot. And in fact, it has. Tommy is right there within half a second of Zach. That is the effect of the lap cars sometimes. Looks like Tommy's
found a wave around Brad right now.
And what can Tommy do? Will Tommy get caught up behind Brandon as well? It does not look like it. He's got very quickly around Brandon. The gap's still about half a second. And Tommy did get caught up a little bit trying to get around Brandon, but not much. Oh, and I found out what's happened to Aaron. Aaron is out of the race due to technical issues. His wheel wasn't turning properly after his wreck. So that is pretty unfortunate. And the 24 of Jared is also out of the race. He lost internet connection. Alright, let's go through the field a little bit here. Let's see where everyone is on the track. There's the 57 coming up in second place. 61 who's multiple laps down. The 16 stuck with the lap cars here. Brandon Miller who's a couple laps down. Got the 28 car there. Oh, looks like we've got a little bit of a battle here between the 2 and the 15. Nothing really going on. There's Jaron. He's actually in a battle with the 12 car of Matt Burgess. This is a battle for 7th place if Matt catches up to him. The 2 car is actually a lap car there. And Jaron is on his march to get towards Davey Lamont. He's actually catching him pretty quickly. There's only about half a second there between Jared and Davey. He's right on his bumper now. Wow. Jaron's closing speed there was just incredible. As he makes the pass to try and get 6th place. Goes down low on 3 and 4. Didn't quite have the pace to get it done. Davey's got the momentum up high. Jaron falls back behind him. Can he make the move and get this 6th place? He's going to have to dive it in pretty deep in 3 and 4. No, he's consolidating the 7th place for now. But he is looking like he's going to make that pass. The longer that Jaron's sitting behind Davey here, the more chance for Matt Burgess to catch up. And even Steve Turner catching up to these two now. What can these guys do to get around Davey? Davey's picking a very nice calculated line, running mid-track. Conserving tyres but still being fast. Looks like Jaron slowed up a bit as Steve Turner is making a pass there just behind him on Matt Burgess. Looks like Jaron's going to make the move in 1 and 2 maybe. Nope, not quite. As Steve and Matt have been going side by side for a couple of laps now. Looks like Steve's got the run on down low and slide job right up in front of Matt. And now he's got his eyes set on Jaron for the 7th position. Got the lap car there at the 61 in the way, but he moves right down low on the circuit to let these guys race. And Davey's got a poor turn there. Jaron's got underneath him, kind of. Jaron makes the dive to try and get that position. Doesn't quite have the legs on it to get it done. Can he get it into 1 and 2? Davey goes high, Jaron goes mid. Steve goes low and takes the position with force underneath Jaron. Jaren's going for the very high line in 3 and 4. They're trying to get the momentum up, but it's not going to work. Steve has made the pass on Jaren. That drops Jaren back down into P8 and Steve up into P7. We're going to go back to having a look at what the leaders are up to here. It looks like we might have a battle forming here soon. Tommy is right there on the tail of Zach. As we're coming up with about, what's that, 45 laps to go. Everyone will have to make one more stop before the end of this race.
And it is getting very, very close to that pit window too.
Yeah, we can't be more than 25 laps away from the next pit window. And when you consider these guys are doing 24 to 25 second laps around here now with the tire degradation, you know, it's not going to be very long before they're going to have to start thinking about making their next green flag stop.
And calculating how much fuel they will want in their car so they actually can make it home and be as light as possible.
We might see people dive in early, maybe around lap 95, or even possibly earlier than that. Maybe in just about 5 or 10 laps time, around lap 70. Because we know that a fuel run here is around about 49 to 50 laps. But it's also, you know, do you want to pit that early and burn up your tyres? Or do you want to come in later and have fresh tyres for late in a race?
Exactly.
And then we could also have the spanner in the works with maybe a late race caution. I mean, that would definitely spice things up a little bit. Alright, we're going to have another little scoot through the field. Let's go the other way this time. Let's start with the cars at the back here. The 61 and the 14 at the very back, and just about to go more laps down. We've got the 12 of Matt Burgess there. There's Jaren. And Steve Smith. It looks like we might have lost Davey. Oh, Davey went for a pit already. Davey has made a pit stop. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's gone for a pit stop now. As we see the 61 come in for a pit stop as well. We're only on lap 82, so Steve is playing the game there. And so was Davey. Pitting that early, he's going to the end of the race.
It looks like Zach has gone into the pits for his pit stop now.
I'm sitting there commentating and I'm not even fucking being heard. And Steve Turner and Matt Burgess have both stayed out on track, promoting them into first and second respectively. I don't think anyone else has stayed out on track, so let's go and focus on Steve. Let's see what he's doing. He is indeed still out on track, and so is Matt. Everyone else has come in for an early stop. Now, these guys are definitely playing the game here. And in fact, Steve has come into the pits now, leaving Matt Burgess out on track. Matt would be sitting there absolutely praying for a caution to come out. As Tommy's got his lap back, we've also got Zach Lindgren on the lead lap as well. Lindgren. I keep saying his name wrong. Lindgren. As we are now 30 laps to go until the end of this race, Tommy is coming hard at Matt. Matt is just absolutely hoping for a caution so he can get that free kick with the pit stop. He goes up high in 1 and 2. You don't want to be out there. There's a nasty bump right up at the very top of the track there as Austin comes and gets his lap back. And Matt has pulled the pin and he is coming into the pits now. This will promote Tommy back into the lead of this race with Zach right on his tail. I say right on his tail, but he's about 6 seconds back behind Zach. And it looks like Tommy has just got absolute control of this race right now.
And an absolute huge lead over Zach.
About nearly 6 seconds is the gap back to second place. And that is what you call the undercut, ladies and gentlemen. He went in for a pit stop much earlier than Zach, and it has paid off for him. The downside to that is his tyres will fall off a lot faster than Zach's. In third place,
Be able to catch up to him in time.
Well, he has pulled back an entire second so far. And we've also got Austin Hakes in P3, Davey Lamont 14 seconds back in P4, Charles Becker 14.5 seconds back in P5. But Zach is definitely coming. He is trying to pull that gap down with everything he's got. Dealing with a little bit of lap traffic there. Alright, let's make our way through the field a little bit, see if we've got any battles going on. In fact, we do here with a 2 and a 28, but that's nothing really doing. Jaren's made his way back past Steve. He must have gone for an earlier stop than Steve. Yeah, definitely not many battles at all. We go back to our race leader here. And that gap has gotten a second smaller since we last checked in on it.
Jaron and Davey are having another battle here, and it is for 5th. And Jaron's got the position.
Well, there you go. Jaron's gotten himself up into 5th place now. Can he get onto the back of Charles in the 16 and 4th and take that from him? As we go back to our leading pair here, the 12 car has just unlapped himself on the inside of Tommy there. You know what, let's ride along with Tommy a little bit, I think. Let's see if we can do that. There we go, we're riding shotgun with Tommy right now. Just listen to the tires squeal. That is the sound of rubber screaming in absolute agony. As we have a look out behind him there. Got many cool camera angles that we can play with, but it's hard to change them between them very quickly. So will this be a win for the Mustang and TommyBordeaux.com Racing?
Laps shall tell us.
And he's not even running that bad lap times. His last lap was a 23.865. In the grand scheme of things, with how many laps are on these tyres, that is actually really good. I mean, that's still faster than what most people can do on a C truck here. As the laps start ticking away, Zach is catching. At the line, there's going to be 12 to go, and Zach only has 3 seconds to try and make up. Will the 12 laps be enough for Zach to make that 3 seconds and take the lead back? Because, you know, as the old saying goes, it's one thing to catch someone, but it's another to get around them. And another caution right now would definitely throw a spanner into the works. We're working on lap 110 of 120 now. Only 21, or 20 and a half, or 10 and a half laps to go. I'll get it right eventually, folks, I promise. And there we go. We're officially at 10 laps to go. And the gap is now down to 2 seconds back to Zach. Zach is coming, and he is coming fast.
Tommy is caught up to Davey Lamont, trying to get past him.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely getting slowed up a little bit, trying to get around this lap traffic. He lost half a second on that lap to Zach. The gap is now down to 1.5 seconds.
Oh, Trevor just went into the wall at 4.
And we can visually see Zach in our cameras now. Zach is just behind those two cars that that Tommy has put a lap down. We've got 7 laps to go. This is getting intense now. Doesn't look like Davy's going to make it easy for Zach to get around him. But Zach has taken the inside line there. And he has gotten around Davy. Oh, and Zach has gotten into the wall as well. He's
Along
just...
with Trevor behind Tommy.
If you don't think these drivers are pushing, folks, you got another thing coming, because these guys want this win. 5 laps to go now. Can Tommy hold on? Can Zach even issue a challenge? These 5 laps will tell the story of drama. Zach is looking like he might have evened out as far as pace goes. He hasn't really picked up since that last time he hit the wall. So it looks like this is all Tommy's race to lose right now, as we've got 3 to go when he gets to the stripe. And we've started to dive down into the 24-second lap times now. The last lap for Tommy was a 24.1. As we're coming around to end the penultimate lap, we are now white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it for Tommy Bordeaux. As he's coming through turn 3, make that turn 4, comes out to greet the checkered flag. Your winner for race number 2 of Output Racing League Season 2, Tommy Bordeaux. Zach Linder in P3. Austin Hakes is going to come home P3. And Charles Becker P4. Steve Turner P5. We're going to stick around and watch the burnout celebration. And then we'll be back with winner interviews and also our Hard Charger Award. There you go, Tommy. Good win, mate. You deserve it. Alright, guys. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back very shortly. Alrighty, everyone, we are back, and we have our winner in here in the Discord with us, Tommy. That was incredible, mate.
Thank you very much.
Now we've seen that you made the call to go for an earlier stop than most. What propelled you to make that decision?
Yeah, absolutely. I was riding there behind Zach for a long time and kind of wasn't getting anywhere. I figured, well, for the last stop, I need the track position, so I pulled the TommyBordeaux.com forward down in the pit lane earlier. I knew with the fresher tires, I could get some faster lap times, kind of leapfrog him through the pit cycle. It's exactly how it worked out, and he was charging at the end there, but just had enough time to hold on to it and get this win.
And how hard was it to keep a handle on the car with those old tires? Because we noticed that a few times there, yourself and even Zach were getting into the wall, especially coming out of turn 4.
Oh yeah, I definitely made friends with the wall a few times tonight. Once the tires go on these things, they're tight, and they don't want to turn. But you just got to manage that. Be easy on the throttle, easy in the corners, and if you can just keep that momentum up all the way out, you'll be just fine.
Alright, awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, mate. Good win. Go and enjoy it, and go celebrate hard.
Thank you very much. I gotta thank Austin Hakes and Joseph Weaver for being here. Everybody at Fast Output Racing for putting this on. Jaron does a great job with the lead. You guys for broadcasting, and go ahead and visit TommyBordeaux.com. We got a great website out there. Go check out all the cool stuff on there.
Alright, no worries. Thanks, mate. And we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you very much, Corey.
Congratulations on the win.
Alright, and now we're going to have the third place car of Austin. Hey, Austin. Nope. Apparently I'm failing to computer right now. Hey, Austin, you're in the broadcast booth, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. So you got P3 there, man. A little bit of a surprise packet. How did you manage to get up that high that quickly?
Yeah, well, I started on the pole, and I was just trying to take it easy there, and something about, lap 18 or so, tires just started falling off. Not really sure what was going on there. Dropped back to, 8th, I think, on that first run, and I think pitting earlier than the people in front of me played a big factor. Gave us some fresh tires earlier, and he gained quite a bit of time on the guys who stayed out, and then kind of did the same thing on the second pit stop, pit early, and I think a few guys had some issues and brought it home to third.
Yeah, well, what were you expecting coming into this race? Because, I personally wasn't expecting such a green flag run. Like, when that first caution came out, I just thought this is going to set the tone for the race. So, what were you expecting as far as the runs go?
Yeah, I was expecting there to be a few more cautions. I know last season we raced here and it was we had 2 cautions, but I thought there was gonna be a little bit more wrecks or whatever. I thought that was kind of my strategy. I was gonna try to stay up front, take some tires on the cautions, but obviously that didn't happen.
Alright, mate, well, no worries. Thank you very much, and congratulations on P3. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, just Tommy Bordeaux for being my teammate and winning the race tonight. Joseph Weaver, Fast Racing League, Output Racing League, Jaron and Aaron for putting on the league, and you guys for broadcasting.
Not a problem, mate.
Alright, thank you very much, and congratulations again on your P3.
Thank you.
Alright, and now we are going to go to the second place car of Zach. Hey Zach, you're in the broadcast booth, man. How you going?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're doing pretty alright here. Alright, so how is the disappointment of, you were in the lead for so long, and then, that pit strategy just came up and bit you in the bum a little bit towards the end.
It's just, we're a little disappointed. I usually don't hold the long run strategy. I like to short pit. I like to try to undermine whoever's in front of me and try to beat who's ever behind me into pits. I feel like that's a really good way for me to win. But tonight I wanted to experiment a little bit. I knew I had a good long run car, so I thought if I can have fresher tires in him, I'd be able to catch him easily. And he found a really good line after he got out of the pits, and the high line wasn't really working on fresh tires. I needed to go to the low line. I didn't see that until it was already too late. But like you said, it's disappointing. To be honest with you, I hate Iowa. My best finish before tonight was 6th. I never really knew how to run it. Tonight was a really good learning experience for me, how to run a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's such different turns, so overall, I'll take a 2nd, but like you said, it's disappointing knowing that the strategy came back and took me out of contention for a win.
Yeah, and we were watching that, and we were egging you on to get there. I mean, you were making up so much time with those fresher tires. Like over like 4 laps, you were making a complete 2nd. But we noticed towards the end there, you started to drop back. Was that because you started to be too friendly with that wall in turn 4?
Yeah, I finally realized that, you know, I'm overdriving it and I ain't gonna catch him this way. I was basically throwing it into one, like I said, I was basically throwing it into one, trying to gain as much time as I could on him. In 3 and 4, we were really even. 1 and 2, I gained a few tenths on him and was able to keep it out of it. So, oh, go ahead.
Alright, well, thank you very much, man. Disappointing, but hey, a P2 is still a P2, and you led a lot of laps out there today.
Yes, sir. I'll gladly take that, man. Like I said, I don't really like Iowa, so I'll gladly take a few laps sled in the 2nd place finish.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank while you're here?
Not to thank, just shout out Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's just unfortunate for some of the women that have to go through that. Everyone that's pretty much ever helped me on iRacing, helped me go faster, pretty much. The brave men and women overseas defending this great country. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I can kind of tell from the accent. I don't know if you're from the U.S. or not, but but everyone overseas defending the U.S. of A. Huge shout out to them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to get on my computer and play a video game.
Yeah, well, that is for sure. Alright, well, thank you for your time, mate. Congratulations on P2 on the track that you hate. And, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Alright, guys, we're going to take another quick little break, and then we will be back with our Hard Charger Award. Let's see who the hard charger was. 10th to 5th. That's only 5. 17th to 11th, that's 6. I think that wins it. 17th to 11th. Wow. Alrighty, it's time to reveal our hard charger of the race. And that goes to the 2 car. As soon as I can bring up Streamlabs to change it. There we go. Here is our winner of the Hard Charger Award. So congratulations to Collins there. Alright guys, this will end our broadcast here. Thank you all for coming out. And we'll see you next week for round number 3 of the Output Racing League.